Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone this evening. Hello, Stephanie. Are you there?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm actually doing amazing. Earlier this morning, I had a session with our special guest, a healing session, something that she calls a conscious energy healing, and it was very profound, and I feel amazing. Can't wait to
Hmm.
talk more about it.
Yes, I am too.
hmm
I'm just curious. There. Wow, wonderful. Well, I am sitting here with hot tea that is blue color, and I cannot remember the tea name, but it's it's for sure Asian flower, but it's literal flower, blue flower. It might be out of Thailand, but it's out of Asia somewhere, and it's really good for um, kind of female wellness. And it's so pleasant on this rainy day on East Coast, and I am just happy to be here. That's all that I have to say.
I could cry for 5 seconds because I miss the rain, but then I get over it.
Exactly. Exactly. I can settle for the rain if I don't get to see the beach and ocean. They all have their
Yeah,
own beauty.
yeah, definitely. They really do. But it's something about the water that's so clearing and
Mm,
healing. Like for me personally, it's just
yeah.
amazing. Like I swear I must have had like 20 past lives on an island somewhere.
Yes. In fact, I was going to tell you one of my friends, um, actually from LA, that I met when I was um, the past year in LA, just moved to Hawaii. She just moved to
Oh my gosh,
Hawaii.
I was just talking about that the other day. Actually, I think earlier today I was talking about that in my healing session. Like, yeah, I think our first festival should be in Hawaii. So I don't know. We'll have to talk to
Well,
the other girls about it and see what they think. But I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with that.
yes, I believe it will be just fine with majority of ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's go ahead and introduce our special guest. Tonight's special guest is Cassie Ocken. Cassie is an amazing, wonderful, beautiful, kind, sweet soul. Like, I can't even say enough wonderful things about her. She's been so wonderful ever since she came into my world. Um, but Cassie is a holistic healer. She has an extensive background in energy work and cognitive success coaching. Cassie is a California certified teacher and intuitive. She uses her teaching experience to educate and empower others to make energy healing simple, practical, and effective for all. Her unique healing approach combines energy readings and healings, cognitive reframing, and success coaching. She is pro-evolution oriented. She partners with her clients in identifying and clearing negative energy, blockages, obstacles, and imbalances creating disease for individuals. She also assists clients in creating a new perspective and a distinct plan of action to regain and sustain balance in key areas of their lives. I'm sorry, guys. Kai is in the background as usual, but here's Cassie. Hi,
Hello.
Cassie.
Hello. Hi. How are you guys?
Doing good. Just the
Okay.
feedback from
Hello.
your show was like radio feedback. Mine is baby in the background feedback, so don't feel bad.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Do you, can you hear me okay? Because sometimes I have a little trouble on the radio being heard.
No, we can hear you fine.
Okay, good. Yay. All right.
Yes.
So how's
So glad
everybody
you were
doing this
fine.
Monday evening? It's nice to be on with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Doing wonderful.
I'm
on
doing.
East Coast. Hi, Cassie. I'm on the East Coast, and it's been a lovely, kind of very productive, nice, steady day here with nice rain. And right now I'm drinking tea and talking to you two lovely ladies, and I'm so delightfully happy. So
Yay!
wonderful.
You know, I think I got a message from you, Oksana, and I think I never got back, and I apologize. I am not very good about the Facebook messaging system. I am just the worst with that. I don't know what it is. I don't get the notifications or something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, where
Yeah.
are you on the East Coast exactly? Where are you?
Well, I guess it's better to be on the radio live to announce to everyone that I am moving to New York, Manhattan City.
Oh,
In about
wow.
3 weeks. Yes, right now I'm in DC, but will be moving to New York in 3 weeks. So yes, so
Wow.
however you can put it.
That's
DC
exciting.
slash New York. Yes, indeed, yes. As you know, energetically, we're all, stepping into something somewhat new to us. And for
Correct.
me, that's one of the steps I'm making.
Well, congratulations. That's great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Yes. So yeah, so
New
I'm
York
in
is
DC right
awesome.
now. Yeah,
Oh, good.
it's
Okay. All right. Oh, DC. Good old DC. Lots of fun
oh,
in DC. Yeah, lots of cray in DC.
oh,
I mean, the government's
yes,
there. What do you want?
Yeah, exactly. That's
yes,
what I'm saying. Yes, you have
oh,
interesting
yes,
people in that town.
yes.
And that's all I
The,
will say about that.
mhm. Well,
So,
energetic.
Yeah.
Cassie,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get a little bit into your story. Like, how did you get to where you are today?
Oh gosh. Well,
I know it's a broad question.
no, that's okay. Well, believe it or not, I was a U.S. history teacher, 8th grade U.S. history teacher. That's what I went to school for. I got a bachelor's degree in behavioral science, and then I got a minor in history and went to and decided to become a teacher. And I taught 8th grade U.S. history. So that's why when you bring up DC, it just kind of like, I love history. I always will. But I was a teacher for many, many years. And then, I tried to get my master's degree, burned myself out, and decided to come to California. And I came out here to California, and then just, slowly, I went through a divorce, and I just started to explore my spiritual life. I started to, explore my own healing path. And it's taken me in such a wonderful direction. I I would say about probably like 10, maybe 8 years ago, I realized that, this gift that I had in terms of being intuitive was actually a healing gift as well. So over the last 10 years, it's just been this, evolving of learning about my ability to help others in a number of different ways. So I I don't know if that really answers your question. I was a teacher. I was a teacher who became a healer. Who became a healer? An 8th grade teacher who became a healer. I don't know. Where do you go with that one, right?
Cassie, that's so cute. I can totally see you as an 8th grade teacher.
Yeah. I loved it. It was great, and I taught about all the wonderful, goings on in Washington D.C., which still goes
Wow.
on anyway. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I was a teacher, and then I realized I was a healer, and I started to learn about that. And now I am working with clients to try to bring about a better world. I'm trying to help people heal in a more conscious way, which I think we all are, to be honest. That's why we're on the radio right now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, correct.
Cool. So tell us about some of the different kinds of healing modalities that you work with.
Well, that's a very good question. I am different than most energy healers, I think you would say. Like my son said
I would
to me,
agree.
He said to me the other day, he said, Mom, you're not what people would expect as a healer. I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, well, you don't dress like a healer, you don't act like a healer, you don't have all those crystals and stuff like. And I was like, well, okay, yeah. He's like, you seem like just like a normal mom party girl type person. I'm different because I know that 13-year-old son saying this to me. He's like, I know you, Mom, but you just don't seem that way. Anyway, I am not your normal healer. And I don't know what normal means exactly. I think we're all healers in some aspects. But for some of us, we decide to take that call to healing to different places. And for me, I decided to take it in a number of different directions. I started as just like a coach, like a success coach. And I started out working with teenagers, obviously because I really love the kids, but just doing a success coaching, helping them kind of identify their goals, their passions, what they wanted to do. So I would say that's a healing modality. And teaching, I think, is a healing modality. But then I learned that I was an intuitive, and I knew how to read people's energy to get a deeper sense of what was going on with them on a deeper level, maybe not necessarily to tell their future, but just to be able to get more of a sense of what was going on a deeper level for them that was significant and important. So that was a healing modality for me for a while. And then I started to realize from my training in becoming an intuitive, I started to learn about the chakras. And I started to learn about energy healing. And I was given an assignment to go home during my certification, to go home and clear my chakras for a week. And every day for a week, clear chakras. And I thought, well, okay, I'll try that. And I was one of those, good students who went home and did as I was asked to do, and it changed my life forever. I could not believe the difference in how I felt emotionally and physically from spending, like 10, 15 minutes a day clearing my chakras. And, some people know what chakras are, some people don't. But I didn't realize that, we have this physical body, but we also have this energy body, and we have these chakras. And that by actually attending to them, that could be healing for us. And so I have added to my healing modalities, being able to help people heal and clear and balance their chakras, so that they can not only feel better energetically, but emotionally and physically as well. So I've kind of combined my teaching and my coaching and my intuitive abilities and my healing to try to offer people a different experience in terms of healing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's something that it's funny you were saying this. I just had my class in the park, and from 1.5 hours it went to 3 hours. So
Oh,
I started, yes, so I started combining everything in series, and and little exercise tips, and integrated in the complete class, and gave some tips for the future and how to do this. So it reminded me of that too, how we like how you combine all that you've learned, right? And what
yes,
stuck with you seems like what just was natural to you. Like you, seems like you overall a very, you're, leader in teaching. You're a teacher, you're a giver, um, and you are able to combine all that, and that's very, very amazing to me to hear, because that's what I feel is happening with many people now. It's
yes, I agree.
yeah, like a
Definitely.
natural
Yeah.
And you know what? I
Mhm.
really, really like that because a lot of times in history, like with religion and things like that, everybody's like, you have to be this way, you have to be a certain way, you have to follow this book like to the T, right? And
Right.
that's something that never, ever worked for me. Ever. Like, I
Yeah.
would go dabble off in, like, some Reiki a little bit, look at some shamanic practices, maybe, like, come over
Yeah.
here, try some Qigong. Like, you know what I mean? It was never just one thing. It were so many things that went into me becoming this, like, well, or working on being this well-rounded individual.
Yes, that's why I think,
And for
yes,
me,
going to college and getting a degree is great, but there's just, when you're intuitive and you're plugged into source energy and you're really listening, that that guidance can send you on so many different paths that you wouldn't ever get sitting in a classroom, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
It's like you just
exactly.
listen to, I mean, yeah, school is amazingly important, but sometimes it's in those moments of quiet meditation and those kinds of things where you start putting it all together and you have an aha about something that you would have never learned from school,
Exactly. Yeah,
which
you
is
know what's
interesting
funny
to
is
me.
my Sunday show, Small Voices Big World, we had a guest on, Paula Mantia, and she talks about life schooling and world schooling, and
Yeah,
totally different from traditional school, totally different from homeschool, where you pretty much teach the same curriculum. They're just doing it at home. This is about like literally going out into the world and experiencing and doing and
mhm,
learning. And I really
mhm,
feel like that is the best way. I mean, and I can only say like for me, like my personal experience, but like I really always learned the best that way. Otherwise, if I was just like in school or college or whatever, I was just regurgitating back information that you had told me to remember, as opposed to
yeah,
me experiencing and exploring, you know?
yeah, exactly, yeah. So that's what kind of got me to this point. So I guess my healing modalities are varied, but it's
I love
been a
it.
good been a good journey so
Okay.
far. Yes.
Well, how about could you kind of walk us through like what would a healing session with you entail?
Okay. Sure. That's a good question. Well, let me just tell you, um, you know, I think we've all had readings. We've all had intuitive
Yeah.
readings where we go and we want to know what's going on a deeper level. Um, and um, I think we've all gone for a healing, and I think we've all gone to therapy. Maybe not all of us, but I know I have. But so for me, what I try to do is kind of blend all three. So a session with me starts out with a reading. So I will sit down with you, and usually I will pull cards to just kind of get a sense of what is going on. Because usually people will come to me with a reason, like there's a reason that they need a session. And for me, I want to know what is the, what is the core of it? What is the actual issue that's going on? I don't do readings to tell people, yeah, you're going to get married in a month or anything like that. I want to help them for their highest and best good to see what's going on under the surface so that they can feel empowered to make that will create the outcome that they want. So to make them realize that their energy and what's going on with them is more in control of whether they're going to get married in a month or not. And so I do a reading just to kind of help them get a sense of what's going on and help me get a sense of what is going on. And then I do a little bit of cognitive coaching or cognitive behavioral therapy, not really because I'm not a therapist, but I try to help them think about their issues and the core issues and the things that are coming up in the reading. I try to help them look at it in a little bit of a different way. I help them reframe it so that they can see maybe how they're looking at it in a way that is draining their power or is putting them in a vulnerable victim type position, and try to help them take that way of looking at it or that way of talking about it or whatever, and to put it into a more empowered way, a way that feels better to them, a way that they can look at the situation and not feel victimized by it and not feel like they are disempowered by it. So I do a reading, and then I'll talk with them about what I see and kind of ask them some questions. And then normally what I will get a sense of is from what's going on with them and just reading their energy, I will start to get a sense of kind of where in their energy they are possibly imbalanced or blocked. Because, anytime we have any kind of a physical or an emotional or a mental manifestation in our life, it always starts in our energy. So if they're having issues with anger or guilt or shame or whatever in a relationship, and I pick up on that, it's in an imbalance in their energy. Everything is energy. So when feelings or thoughts come in, they either feel really good, they're light, and they flow right back out, or they're really heavy and dense and hard to process, and they get stuck. So from talking with them and from doing a reading with them, I'm usually able to tell where in their energy they have an imbalance or they're blocked. And it's usually something to do with where they're having symptoms. And so given what I've seen in the reading, given what I've discussed with them about their symptoms and what's going on with them, I get a really good idea of where in their body, where in their energy body. And when I say energy body, I'm referring to their chakras. There's so many parts of the energy body, but I keep it simple in the 7 main chakras in the aura. I can usually tell where they're blocked. So I will usually move from a reading and the cognitive piece into a clearing, a full clearing. I'll have them lay down, and I will take them through each chakra and kind of bring to their mind, help them bring to their mind what the triggers are in that particular chakra that are coming up, so that they can kind of get a sense of them, and then we clear them. And then what we'll do is I'll have them kind of set an intention, and then from there, so not only do they clear, but they set a positive intention. So I go through all the chakras with them, and I usually help them clear their aura and anything that's in there that is negative, that is draining them, that is in some way, a problem. And then we will usually just talk for a little bit and just kind of finish up. I find that with healing, you can go get Reiki, or you can go, get some sort of energy work done. And you go and you're quiet and you get to relax for a little while, and someone's waving their hands over you, and you just hope that whatever you're doing is going to work. And I'm just saying that because I personally have gotten Reiki before, and I'm the whole time, since I'm so cerebral and like intellectual and cognitive in terms of the way I think about things, I'll be sitting there thinking, I wonder what they're doing. I wonder if they're getting it all. I wonder, I wonder if I'm going to really feel better after this,
Right.
So you can go
Don't
and
miss
get
the fun.
that. Yeah, right, exactly. And then I'll go to therapy. I've gone to therapy, and I've sat and analyzed the problem and talked about the problem and overthought the problem a million times. And so what I try to bring the experience, I think that cognitively at some point, if we talk about the problem enough, we do get to that point where we can reframe it and we can think about it differently. But what I try to bring to a client is both, is that if you can clear the energy, you can heal the energy, you can clear it and do all the Reiki you want to. But if you don't help the client change the way that they're thinking about it and reframing it and talking about it, that same energy imbalance that caused all that problem that you just cleared, it's just going to go right back to that. If you don't change the way they reframe the way they're thinking about the issues in their life, they will keep on having the same imbalances. So you have to correct the energy, and you have to correct the way they're thinking about it. Because once you do both, boom, that's when things can change. That's when things can really shift for people. And so that's what I do. I bring both. I bring the coaching. I bring the solution-oriented coaching, because in therapy you talk about the problem and you walk away and you're like, oh, I still have this problem. And I just talked about it for an hour, and I kind of have a different way to look at it, but I'm not really sure. So it's really, really important to me that when clients walk away from a session with me, they've reframed their thinking, they've gotten their energy cleared, and they have a solution to move forward with. They have actually something they can do to move forward in a different way, so that they're not walking away with the problem, if that makes any sense.
Exactly. Makes a lot of sense, yeah.
So that's what a session is like for me. Now, is it the same every time? No, it's not. It's not, because everybody's different. And everybody has different needs, and everybody has different processes, and everybody's an onion. And all our problems are, they don't all just come off in one layer. So sometimes you have to go in, and that's where my intuition helps me, is I can tell with a client if they're going to be able to just do a clearing, or they're just going to be able to do a reading, or if there's more there that needs to be, like, is there a past life there? Is there, like recently I had a client who had a past life issue that had to be consciously cleared with her before we could do any more work. So with everybody, it's kind of custom made depending on what's going on with that particular person. But usually that's kind of how it goes.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. We're going to go to a really quick commercial break, and we will be back.
Hi, I'm Alice.
And I'm Audrey.
Have you always been drawn to the metaphysical?
The mystical? The paranormal?
Have you found yourself wondering about angels, spirits,
ghosts? Do you sometimes feel like you connect with the unseen, but you're not sure?
Join us for Through the Mystic's Closet on Feminine Frequency Radio Network.
Mondays, 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And chat with us.
Because Dev in marketing and Mark in accounting just don't understand. But we do.
Hello and welcome. You are now entering the corridors of Twilight Epiphanies Talk Radio with your host, Cindy Magnuson. Premiering Thursday evenings, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Feminine Frequency Radio Network You are invited on a talk radio journey to the center of self. Join us as Cindy guides you, the listeners, in sensory and perception upgrades where revelations and golden epiphanies pierce the veils of illusion. Don't miss this opportunity for your next dose of Twilight Epiphanies.
Organic Frequency Radio Show is 1.5 hour live chat with Stephanie and Oksana and their lovely guests about the nature of existence and holistic way of living here and now, and perhaps even after. Join us every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Call-in number to listen live is 929-477-1183, and to ask a question, press 1 to connect to the studio. Our guests share their stories and walking path of their healing, along with services that they have developed and packaged for the rest of the world to experience and benefit from. We're here to hold a space for an exchange of experiences for the purpose of evolvement and expansion of consciousness.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Cassie.
Hello.
Are you ladies there?
Hello. Yes, all here.
Hello, hello. I saw 33 on my phone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we were live with 30 minutes, 33 seconds, or at least my phone was.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's nuts how like numbers have been coming up over over the past probably 10 years. I think I've been paying attention to numbers, but literally every time I go outside, every time I look at the clock, every time I see a license plate number, it's crazy. It's everywhere.
Yes. Yep.
Definitely earnings are ramping up. But I was lucky enough to have a healing session with Cassie earlier today. I just want to say that it was absolutely amazing. And Cassie, your healing skills are so on par. And I have been to a lot of different healers, and I haven't had a lot of time for all of the healings to integrate and the shifts to occur. But I will definitely keep everybody posted on how that goes. But right now, I feel amazing. But I wanted to, you were told a little bit about the way general sessions work, but I know that my session today was just a lot different than things normally run. So maybe you can tell us kind of just a little bit about, we'll talk about my session, but a little bit about how you had to kind of work through things a little bit differently because I was a special candidate.
Okay, well, do I have your permission to be honest and tell you what I was getting?
You do. You can be totally honest. I'm fine with being open and bearing my soul on the radio. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So as soon as I started to sit down with you, I could tell that you were holding your pain very close to your vest. Not that you didn't want to talk about it with me. It was an energetic hold. It was you were willing to talk about it and you were willing to cry or whatever, but energetically you were not really willing and ready to give it up yet. You weren't oh sure, let's just release all this. You were very guarded in your energy. And so in the beginning, it was kind of hard for me to get an idea of where to go next. I could tell that there were issues in your third eye. I could tell there were issues, big issues in your heart. And I knew from some of your language that you kept saying about not feeling safe. I knew you had stuff going on in your root chakra as well. So I could just tell, I started by doing a reading with you. I started normally. But I could tell just by sitting with you and just talking with you and just using your energy and what I was getting intuitively, that was not going to be our way in. I could just tell that was not going to be our way in. That was not going to be the first step, which really, to be honest with you, that never happens, like ever. Usually there's always a reading. There's always a reading. And I was sitting there thinking, but there's always a reading. And I'm thinking, yeah, but there's not going to be a reading right now. This is not where we're going to go. I just kept getting that we need to jump into the healing. She's ready to go. You just need to get her, energetically prepared to start clearing some stuff. So as soon as I went into your energy and I got you to lay down and everything, that's when I really started to feel the tightness, the tight vest, just that tightness of, yeah, I want to heal, but I don't want to let go. And I wasn't sure what you didn't want to let go of, so I had to really kind of, that's the thing about, and I think you learned that today, is that it's not just me healing you, it's us partnering together. We're doing it together. And so what's important is, as I'm working on you, it's very, very critical for me to know what is going on for you. Like when you said, I knew that, because when I do the clearings, I usually have you bring consciously into your awareness the triggers, the stuff that is triggering you consciously. And I could feel that was going to be way too hard for you. Like that was either too painful or impossible. And so I immediately brought in some light to kind of help you with your consciousness, with your brain and your thinking. And then you told me that you had a really, really, like, I don't know if you said you had a headache or you just felt a lot of pressure in your third eye.
My head was hurting. Yeah.
Okay. So you told me that, so I knew, okay, that immediately, knowing that, I knew what was going on. I knew that you had so much energy that had gotten stuck in your third eye.
Hello?
So what happens with intuitives is they get intuitive information all the time. They're constantly getting, whether they're at Target or Costco or they're sitting in front of someone doing a reading, you're constantly, as energetically sensitive people, we're constantly getting intuitive information. And it's not always ours, sometimes it's ours. But what I could tell with you was that you had gotten way too much, and there had been so much that had not been able to be processed. So, like, you might get a hit, you need to leave, like, I'm not saying this with you, but someone might get a hit, you need to leave this job. All right, well, that's nice. Thanks for that information, but how the heck am I going to live? You know what I mean? It's like people get intuitive information all the time, but if they don't know what to do with it, and it's scary, and it doesn't make sense, they ignore it. But what starts to happen is, as you start to ignore it because you don't know what to do with it, it starts to just, it starts to build up and build up and build up. And so what I could tell with you is that it had just built up to this point of no more room for you to think about what was going on. It was way too painful. It was just way, way too painful. It wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to soften on its own. So I knew that we had to clear out all of that intuitive junk that really, I mean, who knows how long that's been collecting in there. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter what it was. It didn't matter what the messages were. It was energy that wasn't serving you and was standing in the way of you being able to heal today. So what we did was we had to clear that first. And then we cleared that, and you said, okay, now my stomach hurts. And I was like, okay, stomach hurts. That meant to me that you were either having issues in your solar plexus or in your sacral. Well, it turned out, and you'll have to forgive me, because when I'm in that state of healing and working, it's not me there. It's it's me being a channel for spirit. So I don't exactly remember what happened there, but I do remember that we had to jump around a little bit in your body before we were able to really go in and do a chakra by chakra by chakra conscious clearing. And I remember getting intuitive information as I was in there, but it took a little bit of time before you were ready to do a clearing, to do a full clearing. We had to get a few layers handled first. And maybe you can speak to that a little bit better from your side about what that was, because I know that it was a couple of different things.
Well, yeah. So first of all, I just want to say that this was, like, I've had, like you said earlier, I've had healings, I've had readings, I've had therapy sessions even. And what today's session was for me was just kind of like an all-inclusive package of what I needed at that moment in time. And I know you had said that, like, it's just not something that happens where somebody doesn't get read first, whatever. But I really think the reason that I didn't get a reading first is because, like, I could probably do my own readings if I want to. Like, the information is in there. Like you were saying, it's just a matter of, like, opening up and being able to see it. And the reason that I wasn't able to was because there were a lot of things that I didn't even realize were issues, like issues with related, not really issues, but things that related with my mom, and like more like lineage issues that I kind of knew that there was a problem, but never really super addressed it. And then also, I think a lot of the layers were probably layers that almost got like reaccumulated, because when I had a teenager and I didn't have a little kid, it was like nothing for me to like pick up, go to a retreat, meditate, go like do whatever I wanted or needed to for like my own mental sanity, whatever. But ever since having my little guy, it's been 3 years and it's just been extremely kind of like overwhelming. So I think that some of the things that I had worked through came back, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense. But
absolutely, because they could be something from past life even. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, and definitely that's something that I want to address with you soon. But I think that it's good. It was good for me because it wasn't just you healing me. And I know in every healing session, like there's something that the person being healed actually has to do with the healing. They actually do the healing kind of themselves. But in this instance, it was great because like I'm really close to you, so I felt like I could talk to you, even though, like, I guess energetically I was closed off. I was totally open to being there with you, talking to you. I had no problem sharing with you. But it was like a deep-rooted kind of like protective barrier I'd almost like built up. And like I said, it had started to go away, but then I like built it right back up again. So it's crazy how we can kind of like, I don't really call it fall backwards, but like fall backwards from the work we do. So it's like constant work. But anyways, I really liked that we talked about it. Now, and this is something I told you earlier too, is in readings or healing sessions before, like I would always kind of like hold back and not tell the healer everything because I wanted to kind of like test how good they were and see if they really like knew what they were talking about or they were just full of shit. You know what I mean? Like, So, but that's something that I've like totally gotten away from. And I recommend to anyone, like if you're going to seek healing or therapy, like if you really trust that person, be as open as possible because they can help you a lot more if they have information, because they're not seeing your entire story. They're just seeing bits and pieces. So if you can help kind of like guide them, that helps a lot too.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a
Yeah,
side note
and for you, it wasn't that you didn't want to tell me and you didn't want to heal. You did. You were ripe and ready. But I now remember it was your child. Remember, it was your little girl. Your little girl was she was just not going to have it. She was not going to cooperate.
She was like, stranger danger, danger.
Yes, she just wasn't going to have it. She didn't want to. She's like, you, the little girl and your ego. We're just like, nope. We're going to hold on. But that's the thing. It's like you were holding on, but it was just, you didn't have too much more strength, to actually hold on. So I knew we would get through it. Yeah. I knew we would eventually get through it.
We burst through it. It took a little bit of time.
It did, but
but it was good. It was really good. And it's funny because there were like things that I didn't even like mention that like my kidneys that we worked on. And I have to say, like, dude, like the energy healing is amazing, and I'm sure like all of these shifts are taking place. Like emotionally, I already feel like so much better. It's amazing. Like I already feel like I'm vibrating in a higher place. But I have been dealing with a kidney infection, and literally, like if you've ever had one, like it's so painful, like in your flank area, kind of like your middle upper back area, and literally like for, I don't know, what's it been, like 6 hours since I saw you, like 6, 7 hours.
Yeah.
Been, like, I've not had any pain. Yay! It's amazing. Like, and I've had like Reiki sessions, and I've had sessions where like I have like healing like in the first few minutes, even like the first few hours, but like it starts to like creep back up as soon as I get in the car, or as soon, like as soon as you get into the car and lose focus of like the good healing energy, or like as soon as like you walk into the house and like the kid didn't do the dishes, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's always something that like throws you off, and it's like, ow, it hurts again. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, it's been like a super long time. Like, I don't know that it's totally healed, whatever. I will definitely get back to everybody next week and let you know how it went. But like, it's just amazing how good, clear, centered, balanced, just like ready to take on the world I am. Like, I don't have answers that I didn't have yesterday. I don't. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I do know that I'm ready to take it on.
Good. And that's me just being a channel for what you needed today. I just showed up, and I was able to be a channel for it. And that, I'm so grateful. That's so great. That makes my heart smile.
Yes. And you know what? One of the things that you said in the one of the things that you said in the healing session was that that you have to look at things from a different perspective. So whatever, like a situation happened, whatever, you have to look at it from a perspective where you are no longer the victim and you are empowered, right?
Right.
And I totally left feeling empowered,
good,
in a real place. You know what I mean? Not like because I'm a strong person, so I've always felt somewhat like powerful. You know, I felt weak like more recently, but always still, if I needed power, it was there. Maybe that comes back to the fact that I'm a generator, but that's like a whole nother thing. But I really feel like, one, I need to remember that even though I'm on this spiritual path, and even though I've done healing, that like I can always ask for help. from other healers because we need each other. I think that's a huge thing that we kind of like get into our own like thing and like we start healing other people and we forget to heal ourselves. So I think that's another thing that we should definitely do on this network is have something somehow where people like work together, like healing each other. I think that'd be so cool.
Absolutely.
But it's just really, really important that we make sure that we take the time to heal ourselves. And I was so busy trying to make sure that I like spread consciousness and healed everyone else that I didn't spend any time on myself. So thank you, Cassie, for
that's okay.
knowing that something was wrong.
No, there wasn't anything wrong. It was just, I think we, like you said, we are ascending and we are very conscious and we are very aware, but I still think that when we have a problem in our lives, sometimes we tell the story about the problem that sounds like we are just telling the story, but we're actually telling it in a way that paints us as a victim. And it's not that we're like, oh, poor me, but like, just telling, like if I was just saying, oh, my ex, he's doing this and he's doing that. And yeah, he's doing this and he's doing that. But what is the energy that I'm telling you about that with? Am I telling you that like, oh, he's such an asshole. He's such a jerk. He's such a bad person. It's all his fault that I'm in this position right now because he did this. And you can feel it in the energy. It's like, that's a victim energy. Or you don't even have to, or you could just say, you know what? My ex is really a hurting person and he's making some choices right now that are hurting me and hurting our child. And it's not okay with me. It's not okay that these are the choices that he's making, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure my kid's okay. It's like we are always able to return to our power. Life, and I say this on my radio show, life does not happen to us. It happens through us. So if we're being a victim and we're telling the story over and over again about this and this and this happened and this happened and, and how we're telling it, that is just going to keep on growing. And just that's going to be our reality until we are able to tell it from a place where we're in the driver's seat and we're in charge and we're empowered, because we don't have to be a victim to life. We really don't. At any moment in time, we can turn it around and say, yeah, I don't have any money, but I made some choices and I did this and I did that and I need to be more responsible or whatever. It always comes down to us in some way, shape, or form, taking back our power and being in our centers and being aligned with our truth and going from there instead of focusing on what everybody else outside of us is doing to us, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think all of us spiritual people, we all get stuck in that. We do. And that's why I think what you said about we all need, and that's why I'm so excited to be a part of this network that you're building, is that I think we need constant reminders to keep in our higher thinking, to stay empowered. I know for me, one of the greatest things that I always do is, like, if I have to go curl my hair, I have to go straighten my hair, whatever, I'm always looking for a podcast or a video or something that I can listen to that's just going to help me remember the truth, help me remember that I need to stay focused on being empowered and remembering that, just because we forget. It's so easy to forget these days that we live in this world where everything is fearful. We're constantly being reminded of all the bad things that are happening, and if it's not happening, it's gonna happen, or it could happen. And I think we're constantly just afraid. And so it gets so easy to get pulled into that victim mentality that, oh my goodness. And that's why I think radio and blog or not blog, but blog, whatever it is.
Blog,
it's so
podcast,
important.
all of it.
Yeah, all that podcast, because it's something that people can listen to and get jarred back into remembering the truth. The truth of what is really happening, which is, we have a lot of stuff going on, but the truth is all this stuff is happening so that we can see it, so that we can say, okay, this isn't going to work anymore. Let's find a different way, right? Or you can sit around and whine about politics and all the president and all these horrible things and what horrible people they are and all that kind of stuff, or you can say, you know what? Wow, this is really reflecting what is not working anymore. And I can be empowered, and no, I can't go to Washington, D.C. and, shake the president out of his chair and say, what are you doing? If that's what you so want to do. But you can start with yourself, and you can start making changes within yourself that will start reflecting out to those around you, which will then reflect out to those, and then those, and it starts to happen. So that's why I think this network is incredible, and that's why I feel so blessed to be a part of it. And I am so grateful that you ladies have included me in this, because I think it's so important that we, not only women, but men as well, is that we just remind each other, keep reminding each other we are empowered. The truth is not all the bad stuff that we see. The truth is inside of us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Alignment. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Cassie, so much. And definitely, we're here to figure out how to get in alignment within ourselves, so we can project that and create what we are creating, internally, then externally. But on that note, I have a caller with a question for you, Cassie. Are you ready?
Oh, okay. I am ready. Yes, I am ready.
All right. 1 second. Hello. Welcome. You're on the air. Please ask a question.
I just want to know what's the best route to take in my relationship.
Oh,
Rocky.
Okay. Well, tell me. Well, that's a very big question. Tell me a little bit of.
It's just rocky. It's been together for a long time. We're kind of on the outs right now, taking a break. And when he tends to get angry or upset, he shuts down, and then he doesn't talk at all, and you just don't hear from him.
Okay. How long did you say you've been together?
Oh, we've been probably together 20 years.
Oh, 20 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can I know your name?
Yeah, Shannon.
Oh, Shannon. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on just a second, Shannon. Well, let me ask you this, Shannon. What about, when you get to the end of your day and you start to think about your relationship with this person that you're with right now, what is it about it that, why would you even ask me if it's, what is it about it that's not working for you, that doesn't feel right to you, that doesn't align with what for you would be, if you had a great relationship, you wouldn't be calling in. So what is it about? Right. So what is it about the relationship for you that is not working? Because that's really what that's really the issue. It could be working for your partner, but it's not working for you, or you wouldn't be asking the question.
No, I don't think it's working for him either.
Okay. Well, what is it about it that isn't working for you? Do you feel like you're able to show up as Shannon completely, as you, every day? Do you feel like you have to pretend? Do you feel like you have to put up a false front? Do you feel like you have to act like you don't have a problem when you really do? Or
No, I'm pretty an open book. I'm an open book. I guess I want a partner who I don't know. I don't want to cook all the time. I want to go out and do things. He's just so set in his ways and he doesn't want to do anything. And it just seems like we have a problem with communication. And he always tells me, I don't know him. You don't know me. Okay.
well, so you would rather be in a relationship with somebody who wants to go do fun stuff and wants to take an interest in the world and that kind of thing. Let me
Or
ask
an
you this.
interest in me.
Okay. And when is the last time you felt that from him? When was the last time you felt like he was actually engaged in you, in listening to you, and caring about what you were saying or what you wanted? When was the last time you felt that?
I don't know. If I have to think, I'd say years, and I guess I haven't paid attention to it until recently.
Okay. Well, is that really important to you? Is it important to you to be with somebody like that?
Well, yeah, I assume so. And I'm sure
Yeah.
he thinks that way, too, that he wants someone who is enthralled with him and does everything for him. I guguess I got my answer.
I think what happens is that we don't, I think you have the answer, like you just said. I think you have the answer. I think you know that it's not working for you. But I think intuitively you probably know, but that's where it gets hard, because knowing that he's probably not ever going to come around to being what it is that you need him and want him to be, that's hard to know. That's hard information to get, because what do you do with that? Okay, so my relationship isn't what I want it to be. All right, well, I don't want to leave. I don't want him to leave. I mean, there's parts of it that work. There's parts of it that feels good, but it's not really working. So it's hard to know that something isn't right and be able to know that, but to actually do something about it is really, really challenging. So I just want to acknowledge that you might know, but it's hard. Like for you, I don't know if it would be easy for you to just get up and walk out the door, for you to just go. I mean,
no,
you care
for him
about
it's
him.
easy. Right, for him it's easy, though.
Well, but for you, it's, you care about him. And you know what? He cares about you too. What's going on for him, and what starts to happen, I think, with men in relationships is that when they start to get the sense that they are just they can't do anything anymore that is going to win them any approval. And I'm not saying you're going at him all the time and complaining. He energetically and intuitively knows you're not happy. And he knows that it's because of him. You don't even have to say that. He knows, and he also knows that you no longer really feel like you can be you in the truest sense of the word. You can't really own what is important to you and own what really matters to you and have that matter to him. He knows he's letting you down. He knows he's disappointing you. He knows this, but he would never admit that to you. But what happens, I think, for guys in relationships is they start to feel that and they just start to just shut down. They're like, well, it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter how I say it. I'm going to hurt her. I'm going to disappoint her. And so I'm just going to stop listening. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to just act like I don't care. But see, that's the thing. I think he does care, but I just don't think he knows how to do it the way that you want him to do it. Now, there's nothing wrong with that either. In a relationship like this, if something isn't working, I remember working with this couple in Florida, and they were having an issue too, and I was trying to help them, kind of come up with a plan that they both could live with. And she said, well, I need this. And I would turn to him and I would say, okay, she needs this. Are you going to be okay with that? And I can remember him saying, yeah, but it was like no, I'm not really okay with that. I can say I'm okay with that, but I'm not really okay with that. And I think what happened, and with her, it was the same. Like, he would say, well, I need this, and she'd be like, yeah, I'm fine with that. But what's wrong with with two people coming to the table and saying, here's what I need, and here's what I need. Are you okay with that? And saying, no, I'm really not okay with that. No, I'm really not. Like, that really doesn't work for me. Okay, well, then I don't think this is going to work. But it's not because you're wrong or you're bad or you're boring or you don't care about me. It's not that. It's like you're both showing up in your truth and saying, in a relationship, I really need someone to kind of be interested in me and interested in what I have to say and actually have a pulse and want to go do fun stuff with me. And, I'm trying to be I'm joking a little bit, but seriously, there's nothing wrong with wanting that. But I think that when we're in those relationships, our mates make us feel like, well, what's wrong with you? You want to talk and you want me to act like I care about you and you want me to act like I'm interested? I mean, what's wrong with you? But there's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing wrong with him. It just might not be a good fit because your truth and his truth just might not line up anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
And that doesn't mean that you guys can't work it out, but I think it always has to start with a real conversation of what is the truth for both of you and what do you both need. Now, I don't know that he's even capable of that, to be honest with you. I'm not sure that he's even capable of accessing that within himself right now. I think he's got a lot of stuff going on in his own personal life that he is just doing his best to cover up and ignore. He doesn't want to deal with the truth. He doesn't want to deal with the what's really going on for him. That's way too painful. Way too painful. So it's just much easier to shut you out, shut down, and act like everything's okay and he doesn't care. But he does. He just doesn't know how to show you that he cares, and he doesn't know how to even begin to start addressing the truth of how he feels. I really just think he's checked out because he doesn't want to hurt. He doesn't want to bring up the fact into his conscious mind that he's a disappointment, that he isn't making you happy. That he's not happy. And, I'm not even sure he knows why. It's probably something that's happened to him in other relationships. It's probably something that's happened to him in his childhood, or, it's just that you remind him of it for some reason. For some reason, your disappointment, your hurt, your feeling bad is triggering that for him, and he doesn't know what to do with it. So let's just blame it on you. It's your fault. Your fault. It's you. I don't care. It's not me. It's you. Because that's so much easier. It's so much easier to blame it on you than to take responsibility and say, and I'm not saying he's not taking responsibility. I'm saying in relationship, we often don't. We don't take responsibility for our own pain. We don't take responsibility for our own experiences that have hurt us in ways that we don't even know how to deal with. But I think it all starts with just being really, really honest. And for you, I think you're not happy. And that's okay. That's completely valid. And it's completely okay that you feel that way. And if he can't show up in a way that works for you, I think it's not really your fault. It's not that he's rejecting you at all. Mm-hmm. It's that he doesn't know how to deal with his own pain and his own. I don't even think he knows what he needs. I don't even think he knows what he wants, to be honest with you. I think if you left him today, he acts like he doesn't care. He acts like it wouldn't matter, but it would. It would probably throw him into a tailspin. It's just that you are an easy out for him right now. It's easy for him to blame you. It's easy for him to put it on you rather than for him to have to take responsibility for how he's feeling or what's going on for him. It's just easier, but it's really not it's really not about you, I guess is what I'm saying. It's him. It's him. If that makes any sense. I hope I'm not trying to be I'm trying to be helpful, but I'm also trying to be honest. I don't think you should be anything else.
No, I wouldn't want anyone to be anything but honest. I just feel like he hasn't talked to me in 2 weeks, and it's like, what do I do? Just keep sitting here and waiting, or what do you do?
No, what I would do, I mean, I can't tell you what
I
to do,
called,
but
I've text messaged, nothing. I don't get anything. It's like,
yeah, he's shut down. He's shut down, and I'm not really sure why. I'm not able to read his energy without his permission because, I can't do that. But I can tell you just from the little bit I'm getting just from talking to you, he's just shut down. If I were you, I would return. I don't know if you listened to if you were listening to me talk about my radio show, but it's called A Return to You. I would come back to you and what do you like to do? What do you enjoy? What would distract you from thinking about this man? What would get your mind off of something
running? Well, I started running. I garden. I started running. I started going back out with friends. It's just like, I don't know.
Well, honey, if he doesn't know what a great person he has in his relationship right now, then that's his loss, and you have to let him have it.
So don't call again, don't do anything?
I wouldn't. If I were you, what you really need, if you want me to be really honest, is you need an energy shift. You need I don't know if you heard me talking about the energy clearings and the stuff that I do. You need to have him energetically cleared out of you so it'll be easier. See, I can sit here and tell you cognitively, yeah, you should probably stop calling him. But energetically, he's still in your system. Energetically, you're still connected to him. So it's really, really hard to do that because you still energetically want to reach out. You energetically want to still be involved. And you're not ready to walk away. I think you know in your mind that this isn't serving your highest and best good. This isn't probably the best fit for you. And he certainly doesn't understand that he has a really great girl here. And he's not treating you with the respect that you definitely deserve just for being you. Just for being you. Somebody out there is going to see you and go, wow, you're awesome. I want to be with you. I'm excited that you texted me. I'm excited that you called me. Let's go do something.
Right.
He's not for whatever reason. And like I said, I don't think it's not because he doesn't like you or he doesn't care about you or he doesn't have feelings for you. I just think he's so shut down in his own world, in his own emotional stuff, in whatever may be going on at work, whatever may be going on with his family, his parents, whatever. He's got pain that he doesn't want to look at. And you are someone who he can't ignore it with. Like when he's with you, he can't ignore it. He can't ignore that pain. It's there. So of course he's probably not going to reach out. Of course he's probably not going to respond because for whatever reason, whatever's going on with you is reminding him of that pain. Does that make sense?
Why is that though? Yeah, but why though?
Well,
I don't understand it. Because he said I'm a trigger. He's like, you're a trigger for me to remember my childhood. You're a trigger.
Well, of course. But see, why is that? Well, I don't know because I can't read him. I don't have permission to read him, and I don't know what went on in his childhood. But it's the same thing for him. He energetically has patterns going on that need to be cleared, that need to be healed. He is playing out an energy with you from his childhood that needs to be cleared, that needs to be healed, that needs to be dealt with. But he doesn't even, I would be willing to guess he doesn't even really know what it is exactly. And for God's sakes, he doesn't want to think about it, because if he thinks about it, what hurts? He doesn't want to hurt.
Well,
nobody wants to.
Hey guys, I hate to interject, but we are running short on time.
Sorry.
No worries, Shannon. I really hope it's been helpful, but let me tell you,
It is.
I don't know if you heard about the session that I had earlier today, but Cassie is amazing. You have to call her and connect with her, and she can definitely shift some things around for you.
Oh,
that's
well, that
wonderful.
would be great. I'm glad I was able to talk with you, Shannon. I'm sending you
so
good
much.
energy, my dear. Sure.
Thank you.
Cassie,
Thank you.
why
I'll
don't
keep
you
listening.
give everyone your information so they can connect with you?
Great. That sounds great. Thank you so much for having me on your show tonight. And Stephanie, thank you for the honor of being able to work with you today. It was great. And I'm glad you feel good, and you have to keep us all informed, and hopefully all will continue. Reach me at my name, Cassie, Cassie Ocken, Cassie Ocken at gmail.com is probably the best way to get in touch with me. That's probably the best way. Cassie, again, CassieOcken at gmail.com.
Perfect. And then we do have a few minutes left. I wanted to make sure that we got to tell everybody all about your radio show on Feminine Frequency Radio Network.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I come on and I'm having a topic for about the first half of the show, anything relating to relationships, anything relating to just trying to help women and men, think about things and become more conscious, I guess. And then what I usually do, the last half of the show is people can call in, they can get a little mini reading. And then what I would have done with her is probably done like a mini clearing for her, like a mini energy shift for her. Because you can do it pretty simple. I mean, what you got today was the full bonanza, but you can do little things here and there to help people shift. And that's what I do. So mini healings, mini readings, and just trying to talk about things that help people and matter to people and new ways to think about it. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a great show, guys. Definitely check out Cassie's show, A Return to You, Wednesdays, 11 to 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. Cassie, thank you so much. I can't even tell you how appreciative I am for today's session, and we definitely have to get back together and talk about that past life stuff.
Yes, we do. Let's try to do it before the new moon.
Exactly. Yes, we'll do it.
And it doesn't have to be hard. It really doesn't. It doesn't have to be hard. So
we should totally do a ceremony on the beach, anyways, just because it's there.
Yes, we should. Thank
awesome.
you. And
right.
Oksana, hopefully someday I will get to meet you. And congratulations on your decision to move. I hope that proves to be wonderful for you. Wonderful. So,
thank you so much, Cassie. Absolutely. We will get to meet soon. I hope so.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I would love that. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for having me on tonight. And you have a great evening.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Good
All
evening.
Right. Much love.
Bye-bye.
All right. Beautiful. What an amazing show, Stephanie. An amazing read and session. Wow. Absolutely.
Yeah. Cassie is extremely intuitive. She's just such a nice, sweet, kind, like real, raw, down to earth person. Like, this is who I am. And I love that because it's weird. Like, we have so much in common. I'm like, oh my God, you're my soul sister.
Well, awesome. I cannot wait for you to go back and discover more information that you need for yourself. So it sounds like an amazing session that you've had and that you healed from. So yeah.
Well, yeah, it's interesting, and I just want to bring back focus, just because we have a few minutes. Like, I just want to bring back focus to the fact that, like, even if you're on your spiritual path and your journey, and you have healing and and like you have your own things that you do, like, there is so much to be said for like getting help from other people. And not saying that you have to all the time, but it is nice to get outside help. Sometimes we don't realize how overwhelmed we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
so everybody, we just want to make sure that you check out Feminine Frequency Radio. Check out the Facebook page, Feminine Frequency Radio Network. Check out the Instagram page. It's the same. You can check us out. We're on YouTube. And then also blogtalkradio.com/Feminine Frequency Radio Network. Make sure you check out the other shows. And check out Organic Frequency Radio on Facebook, on Instagram. And if you need to contact us, you can contact us at organicfrequencyradio@gmail.com.
all right. People, beautiful people. Have a beautiful night. Stephanie, I love you. You have a beautiful night. All right, everyone. Have a good night, and we will see you. Actually, sorry, we will chat with you Monday, whatever day it will be. It will be August. Oh my God, Stephanie, your birthday's coming up.
I know. Oh my gosh, my birthday is coming up. And
yes.
It's also like when we're going to do like the official launch of the radio station or the radio network. So I'm super excited about that too. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, because next radio show is August 6th and yours is what, 8th?
The 8th,
Wait.
yes.
Yeah, so it's 2 days. So yeah, that's going to be your birthday radio show.
Yay! Exactly. That's awesome. That's the best show of the year. Leo's rule. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. Well, it's 8. You know what 8 is for, right?
Hey, I'll take all that 8 stands for. Abundance
yes.
in all of its forms.
Double. Yes. All right, darling. Well, we are at the end of the show. It was a great show. Oh, my goodness. And, till next time. This is it.
All
Good
right.
night. And Stephanie, I love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.